And is that working good with this group?
For the most part, it does. They're a very interesting group of children, and there are some very strong personalities. And so sometimes they don't like it when I assign them a certain partner because I don't like that person, or so that's well. And also, I don't know if you know this, but I have only had all of my children that I have in all of my classes since January. I came in at January. I was
Yeah, you're a coach.
yeah, I started off as the interventionist, and then I was doing fundamentals of reading with sixth graders for a little while, and so these kids and I did not meet each other until January. So it's still like, even now I'm still kind of getting to know those personalities. Sure. And who can work with who. So that part is kind of rough sometimes.
Yeah. And so it's not just the skills and needs, but it's also personality. And so when you put them in the groups, it sounds like you have to factor all those things together.
Yes.
Otherwise it'll blow up on you.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's not easy.
No, it's not.
But you have your set, you know the kids now. They've been with you a couple months. And so do you have set groups that
it's kind of, for the most part. Right now they're seated in groups with kids who read at their reading level. Because, when I was doing like my normal routine before we kind of started the STAR review, this second half of my block would be stations, and so I would have the groups working, independently, and, I have five major groups in here, and I would just cycle through the groups each day of the week. And so, if this particular table right here was my table of lowest readers, they would more than likely, when I came to this table, they would be doing something completely different than what my highest readers at the other table were doing later in the week. I haven't exactly figured out for Thursday. I haven't planned that far ahead because we've kind of just...
Because of STAR.
Yeah, and we just got told that we need to start using the Edgenuity program. Are you familiar with that?
A lot.
It's a computer-based program. They log on, they put the headphones on, and there's a teacher that talks to them, and it's like video lessons.
Okay.
And
and then kind of stuff.
And it is, it's based on their MAP test scores, and so there's like basic reading, fundamental reading, intermediate reading, advanced reading, and so all of my kids are all over the place.
Range is wide.
And so we're supposed to be doing that like 3 days a week.
Really?
And so I'm kind of having to adjust because I did have, one group would be doing Achieve 3000, one group would be doing that program, one group would be sitting with me. I even had a group, and it was their favorite station, that would be doing, get to just independently read their library books, and that's what they all wanted to do anyway, is just read their books. But I'm kind of having to reorganize some of that because now they want us on that Edgenuity program 3 days out of the week.
And that's the entire period, 3 days a week?
For 45 minutes.
Your period is, it's a double
our period,
block.
Yeah, we're double blocked, so we have 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So half of the time they want us on Edgenuity.
And so the idea is that, I imagine that it's comprehension and it's fluency, right? So this is the practice that they should be getting, because even though you're able to kind of scaffold up ways to get them to practice their critical thinking skills so that they can do well on this test, the reality is that if they can't comprehend what they're reading and they don't have the fluency, they're still going to bomb the test, even though they have higher skills, that they're not able to demonstrate those higher skills. Yeah. So the idea, it's interesting, Ms. Campbell, that you're bringing this up, because I've felt for a long time that we have to find ways to get kids to read, inner city or high poverty kids. So we got to find better ways to get them to practice reading, because that's what's holding back a lot of kids. The fact is that they don't read, and we teachers try to use all these scaffolding strategies to catch them up and to ramp up their critical thinking skills, but they can never demonstrate those skills because their reading skills are so low. I mean, their comprehension is so low. So, it's interesting that we're going to do that in the school day, but yet there's all this time either outside of school that we're not capturing, and we can't capture. We don't either we don't have the right textbooks, or the kids don't bring the books, or there's always issues with that. I have a feeling, my thought is that there's better ways. I think Achieve isn't the perfect answer, but what I like about Achieve 3000 is that It's differentiated to different levels. It's high content, low readability, so the kids that are low readers don't feel bad about what they're reading. It's not like when we used to use AR, you know, if you're a low reader, you're going to carry around that book, and it's embarrassing if you're in 8th grade carrying around a 2nd grade book.
Yeah.
Chief doesn't do that. I like that, and it's also online. You're able to get kids to read outside. We try to get that reading program going a couple years or a year and a half ago here at Dunbar. It'd be nice to be able to get. I think I'm going to pitch that to Miss Alexander. I think there's a need. But anyways, that's off task. I appreciate your time. I know you are getting close to your next class. Is there anything that you want to mention about the lesson that we're going to be covering on Thursday that we didn't cover today?
No, I don't know if you need to know that we're about halfway through a book. And are you videoing?
No,
the
I'm not
class?
gonna. No.
Okay.
And by the way, this videotape is about me,
Okay.
not about you. So.
I may have broken some copyright laws.
No, I'm not gonna. No, but it does help me understand that this lesson, this activity, falls in a unit, and where we're at in that unit, and how it connects to the stuff you covered before.
And so, other than that, I don't know. Like I said, I planned that several weeks ago, and I've been so with the blinders on and the STAR test coming up. That kind of been I'm sorry that I wasn't more prepared.
No, it's okay. And I and I'm going to be completely blunt. You guys, I understand that I came in and I had to, kind of late to try to coordinate this. And I knew that STAR was coming up, and then the spring break was coming up, and there just wasn't a good time.
Right.
So even though I sent a couple of emails out, and I felt I don't know you guys that well, so I felt like, do I push? Do I not push? So the reality is that it is what it is, and it's okay. You're doing me a favor, and I appreciate that. But we could, because I want to personally do a good job on this, so I'll do, if you could, for the next, we're going to have a second cycle. And we'll learn from this process, and then the second one is the one I really want to take whatever mistakes I made in this conversation, or whatever I missed, learn from that, and then apply it the second time.
So this is the pre-conference or whatever. Then you do the observation, and then we get back and we talk about your observation, right? Would it be helpful, or would you like me to? I do all of my lessons in the Smart Notebook software.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have it on your computer. Okay, I can save it as a PDF and send it to you that way if you'd like to see that.
That's great. It would be great.
So I can do that.
And then when we meet next time at the post observation, we can go over. We can describe what the lesson was, and we'll go over better. Again, I'm new to this process, so I'm and this videotaping is not about no one's grading you. I'm being graded.
Okay.
And so I knew going in. I'm not doing this every day. So it's like, okay, what is this process about? What do I got to do and stuff? So I'm a little rusty. I figured that first go around would be we'll figure out where we're at, and I'm just going to try to have a better process the second time.
Right.
But I knew that the timing was really bad, and I felt bad about that.
Fine.
So I appreciate it, Ms. Campbell. I owe you big time. Next time it'll be a burrito and a soda. How about that?
It's a pitching lesson.
A pitching lesson. That's right. I appreciate it.
You just have to clear it out with your wife.
That's right. Well, thanks a lot for your time. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Cut.